Hey guys, Westy on the mic here. Well, looks like a learning moment.
Hey everyone, welcome to another video in my How Do I series. In this one, we're taking a look at Kaho Park Hole 2 here, and I'm going to show you a few different ways that you can get the albatross. So obviously in a lot of game modes, eagle is very acceptable here on this hole. It's often the smart play, and for that, basically you send, a bomber driver out here down the left fairway, and then you send something back towards the basket on your second shot and a neutral wins, that's pretty dependable. And I'm not saying you shouldn't go for that, but there are many times that you want to get the albatross. One, it's fun, and two, I mean, there are just some modes where you're going to feel like you need it to be competitive. So I'm going to show you a few ways to do that. This one, it's a roller line. This is my most used line. In this one here, I take this slider and I move it all the way to the right side and I aim the bottom of this middle chevron here with the bottom of the trunk of that tree, so right where it meets the ground. And then if anything, I maybe slightly above that, but right there is where I put it. And then we're going to do a backhand roller. So all the way past this line, even more. So above the T sign. And the goal here is to just barely miss that tree, either left or right, could be fine. And now you have to remember when you take any of these lines, if you're cutting through the woods like this, you're taking a lot of risk. So, you might get caught in the woods. And if you do get caught in the woods, if you go out of bounds here, you're basically getting, birdie or worse. So you want to keep that in mind. And if I miss some putts or throw-ins here, I don't normally play on my computer, so that's my excuse. But it's easier for me to film these videos when I'm doing it on my computer. So I will take some higher scores here, but I just want to show you the different options. So now this one, if I'm going to go for it in a win like this, I'm almost always going to use this roller play. So that's another thing I should point out. So I often use this line if I feel like I really want to make sure I get it across. It has its flaws. There's probably more trees it could hit, but if I really want it, like when I got 40 run, both of those I used the roll ride on this play. Even in wins like this, I feel like it'll get you across. Also, just a note, in wins like this, the safe play becomes less safe for eagle because you need to land it in a good spot, and then you're going to have 300-400 feet to the basket into a headwind. So very tricky. This is what I recommend if you're looking for a different play. So line it up right here. Already slid to the right, 3 wind. So I'm going to give it this normal play, and I'm going to give it more angle on this roll. And I'm going to hope to go inside of that one tree we snuck on the outside of last time. Yep, did that. And it's often good if you hit at least one of those bushes to slow you down. It can often give you a little bit better angle. And I think if I hit those branches, I feel better about my odds of not hitting one of the more solid trees on the way through. So that's just a note. Yeah, I would say my preferred line is just to the right side of that tree that we snuck just to the right of. So anywhere between those two big trees is kind of what I'm aiming for, but that's kind of my sweet spot. And look at that. We're going to start out with 2 albatrosses. We'll see what wind we have next here. All right, one more neutral wind. Yeah, sure. So for this one, we'll do this play one more time. Slider to the right. Aim point right there on that tree. And above the T sign here, going to give it a little bit more than I did that first time and let her fly. This one's a little bit more inside, should hit the second bush. It's about where I want it. Now this one, I'm cutting it a little bit tight. I'm going to hope I can stay in bounce on this curl. And I'm definitely going to stay in bounce. Got stuck on these rocks. This will happen sometimes too. If it does, you do have a pretty easy eagle look. Not a bad spot to be. So I'm going to aim my throw in here. Try not to let this swaying green thing distract me. And there we go. 3 ALBYs to start off, so that's pretty fun. This has taken a good amount of luck just to get those. I do not count on getting it every time, just for the record. So this wind, 2 here. I normally would probably go for this same one again. So for the sake of showing you this video, I am going to do this. So on this play, the second one, it's over the top. And this one, I believe, is credit to Zinni and Zonker. I'm not sure which one originally found the line. They're the ones I know that shared it. And the reason my face isn't in the bottom right corner of your screen this time is because I use this for the aim point. This is what a lot of people who use this line do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slide some to the left now, is I line this up so this red circle is right in about this part of this aim pad. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to grab this here all the way out to the end of this line, and I'm going to launch it. And this is better if you have winds that are pushing you a little bit to the right. If it's neutral, though, this can be very successful. It just, if there's probably a 1 or 2 wind pushing this direction, that's when I think it's the best. A lot of people love this line. I do too. It's a very good one. And even though I didn't have a great angle, even though I don't think it's a perfect win for this, definitely have a shot here to sneak in this albatross. And I'm going to be short and left, so that's all right. Definitely can't make all these. And I will say too, if I make this line look a little bit sketchy, it is a very dependable line. A lot of people, live by this line, think it's the best one, and I'm not going to disagree. I think it does take a lot of the iffy stuff out of play. Now, I think this is probably the perfect win for this. I'm going to use the same disc, glide, skip, drive, move my slider to the left, move this aim pad right to about this spot, maybe like that, and then my pullback all the way to the end of this bar here, and we'll see what that does. So there are a couple trees. The only ones you can hit are these really thin ones. Generally, that's the one, and then you just need your bounce to carry you out there. So yeah, this one, it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. If you are worried about this bounce going long, like obviously this is a one wind and I almost went long, you can use different discs. So a light glide ride, you can do on pretty much the same line. Glide water skip ride is one I'll also do on about the same wind. Hold on, I'm going to focus on this for a second. I missed it left. Glide water skip ride is another one I'll do in that wind. And then if you have a little bit more of a wind pushing you that way, you can use the glide roll ride. I will do that one as well. If it's like a 3 wind and I really want to try that line, just because you want to get through, but you don't want to go OB. The main reason I will use the glide skip in a lot of winds is just because if you do hit branches or brush early, you want to, be able to bounce through, and the ride will give you a little bit more fighting power for that. So with this wind, I'm going back to this first play, show you what it's like in a 4 wind. So, the right side, aim here, and then higher angle than I would normally do. And we're going to send it. And we'll see if this can make it across. So like that one, very good that I caught that brush. It was going to tail off this way even faster. So I still will because of the wind, and I just had to have such a high angle to try to push it through with this wind. But it will stay in bounce. And to me, eagle with this wind, very acceptable. If you go the safe line, and I say safe, you'd be hoping to get an eagle. So I am not ashamed of that at all. Let's see if I can sneak it in. Drop. Darn it. And that's all right. It's just for an example anyway. All right, let's see. Give me a good wind here. Not a great wind. So now I'm going to shuffle through and give you a couple more winds just for example's sake. And I apologize. Just taking a little bit of time. I won't do this forever, but hoping to get a couple better ones. Okay, we'll do this one again just to show off this line. So this one, slider all the way to the left. Right about there. Okay. All right, I cut this one a little bit steep, I can tell. Hopefully we get a lucky bounce anyway to stay in bounce. Should be okay for it to be in bounce. We'll see where I end up though. Yeah, that looks almost deep. So that was kind of weird. This one, my main issue is it's just tricky for me to figure out that exact angle. So that's a very good play, but it is tricky for me at times. Low. All right, I messed up my throw-ins, and believe it or not, it's hard for me to make my throw-ins while I'm talking. So yeah, I'm full of excuses. I know. All right, through this way. All right, here's a third play. This is a play that I've seen a lot of people do. My teammate Nate Carpenter, Alienate, is one of the ones who showed me this line. I think maybe this specific one at one point. So I'm all the way to the right here. I aim with my second chevron right about the base of this hill. And with this wind, I'm not going to do glide skip. Any wind going this direction, I think this play is acceptable. But with a 3 wind, I'm going to use this one instead. Still probably going to be some crazy ground play. Yeah, still takes luck like any of these lines. We'll see if I can sneak around, get around that guy, get around it. All right. So, kind of crazy, I know. None of these plays are super safe, but with the, if you practice these and you know which wins are right for the right ones, can be helpful to know any of these. So, and honestly, I recommend kind of dialing in each of these lines. Man, sorry, I cannot make my throw-ins right now. Otherwise, there's some pretty good scorecards because I've been lucky to not go OB more. We'll try to get another tailwind pushing us towards the basket. All right, we'll do it in a 2. Yep. So on this one, I am going to use the glide skip because I think I need a little bit more oomph to get it there. So right about here. And pretty much a straight pull, a little bit of Anheuser. And there are a couple trees you got to miss here. So we'll see. I finally hit one. All right. And that, obviously the risk you take. And if you do that, you got to decide, am I going to go, move to lie and play from the out of bounds line? Or are you going to throw it again? So for this one, just for the sake of example, I am going to throw it again. And it would honestly probably be a 50-50 coin flip in my head if I'm in a round, which one I'm going to do. I think it's probably safer if you were really close just to do a rethrow, but that's up to you. All right. And for there, yeah, so if you go out of bounds and you got to rethrow, that's what you're looking for is birdie. I'm going to try to do one more here. We'll see if I can find the right wind. Not that one. All right, I'll give it 1 or 2 more tries. Yeah, we'll do this one more time just to show you this line. So we'll do it with this disc again. So right about here, this wind. Ooh, a little bit of a push to the right, turn that is. See if I can sneak past. Yeah, I'm going to end up being short here, but it's all right. So this play, I'm not the best at it. There are people who make this work. There's a reason it's not my main play. But if you get good at this line, I promise you can also be a pretty good one for you too. So here's a pretty good one. It's going to leave me a little bit long, but still very, very makeable. And yeah, definitely give me a chance for an albatross. So we'll see if I can sink this for the walk-off. Come on. All right, well, I've taken enough of your time. Not going to do any more. Oh no, that's my, darn it. Oh well, I can't end on that. I'm going to have to do one more. All right, which wind do I want to look for? You know what? This one, I'm just going to take whatever wind it gives me. I'll let you know what play I would do. All right, now it's giving me the wind I've been asking for this whole time. So this time I'm going to go glide skip right. It's kind of a bonus when I go. The 3 to 4 wind in this direction, you can aim here and hope to slice through the woods. Do I recommend this play? No. Does it work sometimes? Oh yeah. We'll see if I can sneak through and get really close to the basket. Oh yeah. Let's go. So feels pretty sneaky, but sneaky can be fun sometimes. I'm not going to putt with my mouse. I'm not good enough at that. So there we go. Now we can end on the albatross. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something. Hope some of these lines are fun or useful for you. Let me know if you have any other ones. Anyway, thanks a lot.